this mental institution, looking out through these iron bars. My mama put me in here. Can't believe she'd go so far. Yes, I need help, but not this kind. She never loved me from the start. But it's not my mind that's broken, just my heart. Oh, mommy, come and get me and take me home with you. I'm dependent on your mommy, though you never have been true. You said for me to leave your house.
Get out, faggot.
You didn't want no faggot, son. But mommy, I am calling you for help. You're the last one. When I found out she loved another, well, I was crazy. Jealousy. The homos are always portrayed as crazy, so it was natural for me. But I can't stand to lose her, to the limelight that seduced her. So she put me in here to get me out of her way. Well, mommy, come get me today. Oh, mommy, come get me and take me home with you. Don't ask for me to change my ways. There's nothing I can do. You always push me far away. I'm always back on bended knee. But mommy, I can't come to you. You'll have to come to me. But mommy, I can't come to you. You'll have to come to me.
He sits in his cell and stares at her picture. She's beautiful, and though he realizes she is also essentially vulgar, he still loves her. To him, she is the American dream ready to be consumed, the heartland Marilyn Monroe full of Thanksgiving stuffing. In the picture that he holds, her wig and makeup are immaculate, as always, and her white pantsuit matches the color of the limousine parked below the balcony, almost out of frame. She's posing for this photograph on the balcony of the museum in her amusement park. The museum is her history, the story of her life. He knows he'll never be allowed in, but he doesn't mind, as he already knows so much truth about her. The photo captures her waving her daredevil fingernails, and they catch the light of flashbulbs and remind him of tea. He remembers her tea, as she smiled down at him on the porch of the two-room shack. He is her son.
In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. In my life,
he grew up at the foot of the Smoky Mountains. He was up in the mountains, but there were some valleys, and his little house was in between the mountains. He, as was his mother before him, was born in a two-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River. Visualize yourself on the dirt road that runs along the river. You watch as a mother drags a reluctant, whimpering boy along the street back to the two-room house. A mother, her face convulsed with rage, mouth twitching, stops suddenly and brutally slaps the child across the face. The little boy falls down into the dirt, and she begins to kick him. You're the observer, and you advance toward the two, instinctively trying to rescue the boy. The older woman looks up to you with an unforgettable menacing grin and brandishes her fist over the boy's head.
in my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. In my Tennessee mountain home, crickets are singing in the fields nearby. In my life,
you as a listener are often inclined to seek a defense against the terrible intensity of such stories of helpless children under the tyranny of monstrous parents, sometimes by doubting the truth of what has been told. And what is the truth? Can you as the listener be sure that what is being recounted has actually happened?
honeysuckle vines cling to the fence along the lane, and their fragrance makes the summer wind so sweet. And on a distant hilltop, an eagle spreads its wings, and a songbird on the festival sings a melody. In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. Walking home from church on Sunday with the one you love, just laughing, talking, making future plans. And when the folks ain't looking, you might steal a kiss or two, sitting on the porch swing, holding hands. In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. Sounding like, looking like, tasting like, feeling like, wanting to be like, thinking of my life. Sounding like, looking like, tasting like, feeling like, wanting to be like, thinking of my life.
You're at the base of the Smoky Mountains. You'll be given the privilege of hearing things you shouldn't hear, seeing things you shouldn't see. And as you go through this with him, you'll wonder, just as he does, what have I done to deserve this? You must understand that the woman never wanted the child. The only thing that got her through her painful pregnancy was the idea that her baby might be a girl. Obviously it wasn't. For years she refused to have her son's hair cut so that it grew in long ringlets, and he was forced for years to wear homemade outfits that resembled dresses. The boy believes that his mother's motivation in keeping him in skirts was to spite the man who was his father, the actor, who the boy came to call the man who was never there. This view, valid enough, minimized that he himself was the object of her spite.
Back through the years I go wandering now and then, back to the seasons of my youth. I recall the box of rags someone gave to us, and how my mama put the rags to use. Mama, Mama, there were rags of many colors, every piece was long, and I did not have a coat, and it was way down in the fall. Mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece with love. She made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. As she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore. And then she said, perhaps this coat will bring you good luck and happiness. And I couldn't wait to wear it, Mama blessed it with a kiss.
Joseph and his flashy coat, Joseph's technicolor coat, sticks and stones don't break his bones. He was protected by his flashy coat. Mama rocked with the needle and thread. She sewed a coat from the story she read.
So with patches on my breeches, holes in both my shoes, in my coat of many colors, I hurried off to school, just to find the others laughing, making fun of me in my coat of many colors that my mama made for me. But I did not understand, for I felt that I was rich. So I told them all the love my mama sewed in every stitch. I told them all the story Mama told me while she sewed, and how my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes.
Joseph and his flashy coat, Joseph's technicolor coat, sticks and stones don't break his bones. He was protected by his flashy coat. Mama rocked with the needle and thread. She sewed a coat from the story she read.
But they did not understand me, so I tried to make them see that one is only poor, only if you choose to be. Even though we had no money, I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors that my mama made for me. In my coat of many colors that my mama made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. Even though we had no money, I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors that my mama made for me.
Working with the needle
left alone much of the time. By most accounts, his mother's actions could have been classified as abandonment. She continued to spend most of her time in Nashville, returning to the house sporadically, either craving his affection or chastising him for needing hers. It was one day in spring, on an uncommonly warm day, when she surprised him by coming up to Stradlin Hollow in a good mood.
Hey, honey. It's about time you got out of the shack for a spell. How's about taking a ride with me in my new car?
The boy can still vividly recall stepping onto the porch and seeing the white limousine for the first time as it stretched and gleamed in the April sun. It was during the first ride in the white limousine that she first exposed herself to her son, using her hands to open her vagina fully. She then undid her rhinestone-studded blouse and bared and offered her large breasts. She used her finger as a penetrative organ to invade the boy's anus. It was this sphinx-like mother who, through full exhibition of her genitals, gave her son a frightening initiation into the mystery of the origin of children.
Sales for the routes, selling goods from house to house. I knew my mama would never stand for me stepping out with that traveling man. My mama bought the things that he wasn't selling, but mama didn't know and I sure wasn't telling. Now behind her back I was making my plans to be down there with that traveling man. It's like a heartbeat, driving me mad. It's like a heartbeat, his wheels on the road and the sound of the engine grows and grows. It's like a heartbeat and it's driving me mad. She wouldn't understand me stepping out with that traveling man. No, mama didn't want me to go a-courting. I told her lies that I reckon I ordered. Oh, but she gave me the back of her hand and she took me out with that traveling man. It's like a heartbeat, driving me mad. It's like a heartbeat, his wheels on the road and the sound of the engine goes and goes. It's like a heartbeat and it's driving me mad. Oh, my mama said, to the water, go to the spring to fetch us some water. But mama didn't know that I had a plan to be down there with that traveling man. Well, I had my plans to run away with that traveling man on Saturday. Well, Saturday's here and here I stand. There goes my mama with the traveling man. It's like a heartbeat, driving me mad. It's like a heartbeat, his wheels on the road and the sound of the engine grows and grows. It's like a heartbeat and it's driving me mad. Oh, the traveling man was a two-time lover. He took my love and he took my mother. I didn't know cause mama didn't tell me. I wouldn't understand her stepping out with that traveling man. It's like a heartbeat, driving me mad. In the stillness of remembering what I had and what I lost and what I had, ooh, and what I lost. Oh, thunder running out when it's raining. There's then they may come, they may go. When the rain washes them clean, you'll know. You will know. You will know. You will know. You'll know. Dreams.
Act 2, The Mother's Nostalgia.
In order for you to understand the family legacy, you must go back even further to a night in 1950. It is a typical night in a two-room shack long before our boy was born. Visualize the following. The mother's father, a preacher by trade, has one of his 11 children lead the family in prayer.
Our Father who art in heaven, not are in heaven.
One night, he enters the room where the table's been set for the family meal. Beside each plate, there is a piece of fresh fruit, the dessert. The man makes a round of the table, stopping behind every chair to reach out and squeeze to a pulp every piece of fruit but his own. The older 10 children and the intimidated mother, used to such happenings, say nothing. But the youngest, the 5-year-old girl, our boy's mother, cries when she sees that mango banana next to her plate. The father turns on her quickly.
Be quiet, shut up! I wish you'd never been born.
Time preacher man, he preached the word of God throughout the land. He preached it so plain a child could understand. Yes, Daddy was an old-time preacher man.
Preacher said love, and preacher said love.
Told the people of the need to pray. He talked about God's wrath at Judgment Day. He preached about the great eternity. He preached hell so hot you could feel the fire, feel the heat. Meetings went for weeks. Folks came from all around to hear him speak. Daddy said, if one is saved, it's worth it all. But the aisles were always filled at altar calls.
Preacher said love, and the preacher said love. Back in the early days in Nashville, when she was still hungry. She escaped the two-room house a day after her high school graduation. But by the time she walked on the streets of Nashville in a really big wig and full makeup, she was already a woman without a girlhood. Her own daddy had seen to that.
It was 1964 on a summer night in Nashville when she first stepped into the car of a stranger. She'd been walking down the street, sucking on a coat and carrying a cardboard suitcase when a man in a 1963 Chevy pulled up and yelled to her.
Hey, bitch, you lost weight, maybe I'll ask you out.
Since she was from the mountains where everybody speaks to everybody else, she yelled back. What makes you think I'll go out with a piece of shit like you, even if I was as skinny as a rail?
You should be out here all alone. People might think you're trash.
That's not on these graphs.
You are trash. You should look like trash.
Hey, I just look like the girl next door. And that's when I popped in from the back seat of that Chevy. Yeah, if you lived next door to an amusement park. I remember then. She smiled this really sweet smile to me, looked at me real nice and said, I guess this is what love's all about, making it hurt in all the right places. And the preacher said love, and the preacher said praise, and the preacher said rise, and the preacher said honor. We drove for a while around Nashville, Carl in the front seat pointing out signs of interest, and she in the back with me. We quickly became the best of friends that night. All through that Nashville summer while we turned tricks together, we'd talk about that Smoky Mountain home and that crazy daddy of hers. She told me that singing was what got her through all that. Said she could sing before she could talk. And if there was ever any makeup in the house, she'd grab it first. She started writing music when she was 5 years old, and she started playing guitar when she was 6 and a half. She made her first guitar herself. She took an old busted-up mandolin, a couple of guitar strings, made herself an instrument. She could plug it and she could get sounds on it. And she would sing for us all in the car as Carl drove us around, dropping us off at our clients' houses. She got to see quite a while one soon though, and she soon was having repeat customers all to herself. They didn't want nothing to do with me. I was just plain old Judy. But people knew she was definitely something special, even then. The first man she ever touched was a Pentecostal assistant preacher at the church in Pigeon Forge. Her father was the preacher, but he was so busy with his own flock, he had no time to worry about his own kids. So his mama made her see his assistant for counseling. She was worried her daughter was spending too much time with her music. Well, anyway, after a few sessions went by with she and the preacher just talking about whatever, one day he turned to her and said,
Honey, why don't you sit up here on my lap?
She was raised to do as she was told, so she did. And I'll believe her when she said it was not comfortable. She said it felt like she was sitting on some sort of bone or something. So she said to him, Preacher, am I hurting you? You sure you want me to sit on your lap? And the preacher said, change. And the preacher said, take what you get. And the preacher said, forgiveness. And the preacher said, later, he'd asked her if she liked being teased. But she replied no, she was the teaser.
Soon after their counseling sessions,
If you could call her that.
she was leaving the preacher in a constant state of overexcitation.
She almost always had an orgasm.
Or at least achieved some sort of satisfaction.
But she hardly ever let him come. Once, she made him come on the studded floor without even having his penis touched. So you can see that on the streets of Nashville, a woman who would sexually torment her customers to the point of unbearable sensations could easily get to be what is called in business a hot ticket.
Swing low. Swing low, sweet chariot. Swing low.
The mother will do anything to make herself attractive to a man by trying to make positives out of her negatives. If she has short, fat hands, she'll wear nails as tall as her legs. If her hair doesn't do what she wants it to do, she'll wear the wigs.
If you ask me, I think she looks like she came out of a fairy tale. And she enjoys the way she looks.
Well, she wears a lot of makeup because she loves to paint.
And because she enjoys it, she can't even stand to lie around the house for more than 2 or 3 days at a time without making up. Because she feels better when she's cleaned up.
Oh, and if she's going out for a quart of milk, well, she's going to make up and she's going to fix her hair. She's going to put on some nice clothes.
Because she owes it to herself and to her public.
The mother always said that her look comes from a very serious place, a country girl's idea of what glamour is. She was impressed with the women they called trash in her hometown. She didn't know how trashy they were, but they were said to be trash because they had blonde hair and wore nail polish and tight clothes. She told Judy and me once that if she hadn't been in the business, she'd have been a missionary or a beautician. She really loves being with people. She loves working with them and being out with them.
I know, I think that a beauty shop where you make people feel good, feel pretty about themselves, I think that would be the best place for her. You know, she used to love to do my makeup and play with my hair. And I do love gaudy things. It's true. That's why she and I were such good friends for so long.
From she'll be completely satisfied. And I can guarantee that she'll be completely satisfied.
Shack. She's returning home for the first time. She's driven all night from Nashville. She's made some money and has made a name for herself. She's come back to see the family, to see the house, to see where it was she grew up, and to try and remember the things she has forced herself to forget. The house is empty. She told no one she was coming, so no one's there to expect her. She has developed a following, and Nashville has accepted her as one of its own. She's used to the applause now. Applause that confirms what she had always secretly believed, that she would be a big star. She's been on stages and in back seats, motel rooms and recording studios. She's stolen food from trays left in hotel hallways, and she has been given a lot of money to smile for cameras. She's been poor, and she knows how to earn a living. She knows how to raise crops, and she knows how to can food. She knows how to survive. She's 25 years old, and she drives a white limousine. She waits on the back porch that looks up to the Smoky Mountains. She hears a pickup truck turning onto the gravel road that leads up to their house. She wonders what her parents will think when they see the white limousine. She goes out to greet them, but is surprised to see a stranger idling out of his muddy truck. He's actually no stranger, as she has seen his face 1,000,000 times on movie screens and read one of his plays in a beauty shop in Nashville. She had always predicted they would make a motion picture together someday, possibly entitled Steel Magnolias.
Hi, my name is Sam Shepard. I've been looking for you.
Yeah, that's where you found me. How do you know who I am?
Hey lady, I listened to that first album of yours enough to drive anyone who knew me crazy. You are one unique lady, do you know that? You just radiate a warmth, coupled with love and a deep-seated desire to communicate. I've seen you on stage too. You act and I react, and soon the two-way communication between the sender, which is you, and the receiver, which is me, becomes so intense it is almost sacred.
Well, Mr. Shepard, you sure got away with fancy words.
And I'll tell you what, I've come up here to make you my woman. How do you feel about a big Hollywood cowboy coming all the way up here to make love to you?
Sam, honey, I got myself married in Nashville. I married my pimp. Nobody really knows about Carl because he's so shy and all, but we're still married nonetheless.
Sam approached her so close that he was just inches away from her. That's when she smelled the whiskey on his breath. You should know that this woman, this 25-year-old girl, is a super sensitive person. She can pick up on a glare, a smile, a sudden body movement in the flash of a second, as quickly as she can the tone of someone's voice. And right then, she looked into the eyes of Sam Shepard and immediately knew the danger she was in.
Honey, you're married, but you ain't dead.
He forced himself on top of her and inside of her right there on the porch of that two-room shack. She closed her eyes and thought of Judy and her new husband Carl, and imagined riding with them in a '63 Chevy through the hot streets of Nashville at midnight. She began talking to herself, first in her mind and then out loud, trying to convince herself that this rapist, this monster, was someone she ultimately deserved.
Sam Shepard is just so pretty to me. So nice, so good, and quiet. There's a lot going on inside his head. I'd just like to climb down in, stay a while and find out all it is. But I know he's got somebody, and I've got somebody, and there's no time for climbing.
Hey honey, does it take a lot of money to look this cheap? Your beauty is beyond compare. With flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring. Your voice is soft like summer rain. And I cannot compete with you. I'm begging of you, please don't take him. I'm begging of you, please don't take him. Please don't take my man away.
Apparently she had beat her stomach over and over again. She really went wild. She started running into countertops to try and get rid of that baby. For a month she did that, beating up on herself. Finally, one day I said to her, honey, you have to have this baby. Let this baby live. Maybe what happened to you should have happened. Raise it in the mountains, away from Nashville, the way you grew up. But let it have the kind of childhood you never had. Raise it in the house in Stratton Hollow. To tell you the God's honest truth, I would rather see that baby dead than go through what she put him through.
You could have your choice of men, but I could never love again. He's the only one for me. He talks about you in his sleep. There's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name. I'm begging of you, please don't take him. I'm begging of you, please don't take him. Please don't take my man. My happiness depends on whatever you decide to do. I guess. I guess. No laughter. In the night. In the night. In the night.
You're being given the privilege of understanding the construction of this man's history. We have the shack and the boy. We have the mother in a white limousine. We have the bags of groceries she delivers once a week after he's able to cook for himself. There's the porch swing where he waits for her, and there's the porch. But the woman's rape was not the only rape to occur on that porch. The details of the other are sketchy at best. The boy is unwilling to classify the action as rape, as he was deeply in love with the man who was his rapist. He was forced to passive anal intercourse by an adolescent male cousin who was used as his babysitter while his mother drove her white limousine back and forth to Nashville, where she continued her career. There was anal damage and bleeding which alerted the mother, though it is apparent she had an implicit arrangement in the seduction. The cousin's homosexual proclivities were common knowledge in the family. So why had she left him alone in his care?
I remember I was sitting at the bed table of that two-room shack when the boy came in and asked his mama for a glass of tang. Well, she turned to him real angry all of a sudden, threw down her compact and yelled, "When was the last time you had any tang in this house?" The kid got nervous at the tone of the voice and didn't know what to say. Then all of a sudden, she got real close to him, like she was going to kiss him. And she said, "Davy, when was the last time you had any poontang?"
He was back and so much more. He was mine and how I loved him before your hands ever touched him. Long before your tempting eyes lured my baby from my life. Hey, hey, lucky lady, you are now the lucky lady. Are you happy with my baby? Don't you know you're lucky lady? I was happy with my baby. Don't you know you're lucky lady? Lucky lady, lucky lady, I was once the lucky man. Hey, hey. Do you know you found a treasure? Are you only having fun? Do you know the prize you won? If you don't want something lasting, if it's just the time you're passing, lucky lady, give him up, 'cause I do love him very much. Hey, hey, lucky lady, you are now the lucky lady. Are you happy with my baby? Don't you know you're lucky lady? I was happy with my baby. Don't you know you're lucky lady? Lucky lady, I was once the lucky man. Hey, hey, lucky lady, you are now a lucky lady. Are you happy with my baby? Don't you know you're lucky lady? I was happy with my baby. Don't you know you're lucky lady? Lucky lady, I was once the lucky man. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recession the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recession the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recession the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recession the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recessing the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade, recessing the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recessing the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recessing the other way. All join hands in a circle, Sal, a little bit of moonshine in your mouth. Do and promenade and recessing the other way.
Act 5, Death and Depression. We now arrive at the summer of 1984. Visualize her in her bedroom at her Nashville mansion. This is one of many homes she now has. Even though she redecorated the two-room shack and proudly displayed it in the pages of House Beautiful, bouts of depression have brought her to the mansion from all the other houses to recoup. The distance between she and her husband Carl is so great she sees them only 5 days a year at the complex in Natchez. All of this and increasing female problems have plunged her into a depression about binge eating. She is so fat she has forgotten how to feel sexy. See her lying in a French provincial canopy bed. It's 4 in the afternoon. The thick drapes are drawn against the howling southern sun. She's wide awake. She cannot nap. Her heavily made-up eyes scan the room for a distraction of any kind. Her eyes fall to the nightstand drawer, the drawer where she keeps a gun in case of burglary. She opens the drawer and looks at the gun for a very long time, wondering and saying to herself,
Well now, I guess this is where people get the idea for suicide, and guns around the house and people sorrowing and all.
Then, just as she picks it up, just to hold it and look at it for a moment, her little dog Popeye comes running up the stairs. The tap, tap, tap of his paws jolts her back to reality, and she suddenly freezes. She puts the gun down and then she prays. She believes Popeye is a spiritual messenger sent from God.
Hear you coming in, just when I'm about to make myself together. Hear you coming in, and here I go. Here I go, here I go.
I almost forgot through that time. You know, y'all been hear about stars who died sadly, like Elvis and Marilyn Monroe, and how they had lots of people around them. But you never hear that they had a best friend, somebody who really knew them and loved them. That was me, Judy. She knew she could talk to me about anything on our trips together, especially when we were together in the camper. And you know, we got really close in that Winnebago, closer than she ever would have expected.
Hear you come again, just when I'm about to make it work without you. Hear you come again, and here I go. Here I go, here I go.
All of us girls knew she was sicker than she let on.
Being a foodaholic is like being an alcoholic or a drug addict.
I remember she never weighed more than 115 pounds, not until she started making money sitting around on her fat ass. Stopping at every supermarket and every mall they go through, eating out of campgrounds with the boys, and just laying around, letting it all settle. She told Judy and me once that becoming stars is easier than taking weight off.
I know, she tried every diet. She even tried diet pills. Back in the days when the doctor would put you on pills.
And that would drive her up the wall.
She's so hyper anyway, a cup of coffee would knock her wig right into the next room. She would stay up all night scrubbing the bathroom floor in that mansion of hers. Then she'd call up me or Jane to see if she could work it on pigsties for a while. She told me once on one of our trips together, she would have rather been dead than be that miserable again.
Come again, looking better than a body has a right to. Hear you come again, and here I go. Here I go, here I go.
So anyways, she tells the press of the great disloyalty of a special friend. Ladies, I would have thought that a kiss on the cheek, a squeeze of the thigh would be perfectly natural between two old friends such as us. I thought I was just showing her that I loved her there in the Winnebago in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Does it matter that I was wearing revealing clothing? Or that I asked
movement, hears every record. He knows the truth behind the facade she presents. He has developed the uncanny ability to read between the lines. He hears the points in her albums where they had to stop the tape because her voice cracked from grief. He tries to constantly assure himself that she does think of him, that she does remember him. But once in his cell, you can see that next to the picture of her waving and smiling from her amusement park balcony is another clipping, an interview that he decided to mount on his wall as a reminder of her ultimate treachery. If you look closely at the dog-eared article, you can see the section he has underlined. It reads,
I've never really been sorry that Carl and I haven't had any children. Sometimes we sit and wonder what it might be like with a porch full of kids and grandkids. But I know that God just didn't see it turning out that way. And besides, my songs are my children, and I've given birth to 3,000 of them.
She sees the boy for one last time, and she tells herself that she was now forgiven. She leaves the institution behind and gets into her white limousine that takes her directly to her park. She's cleaned the slate and said goodbye, and is now making strong headway into her future, her amusement park. She steps out of the limousine and is ushered to the balcony of the Museum of Her Life, just inside the front gates to Rivertown Junction. She's there to greet dignitaries and guests, including the Tennessee governor, who assists her in releasing 1,986 red, white, and blue helium-filled balloons, each containing a complimentary ticket to the park. She smiles and bares her teeth to the camera, watching as a few balloons drift beyond Pigeon Forge to the hospital that now houses her son. While thunder rolls through the Smoky Mountains, she dedicates the $2 million Arrow one-way mine train attraction. That evening, brake sensors on the ride will fail, and the train will slow but not stop as it comes into the station, plowing into the back of a loaded train ready to pull out. A total of 38 people will be taken to the medical center, some of them very seriously injured. The malfunction will be corrected within the hour, but with other matters, they cannot be dealt with as easily. She attends the party in her honor at the celebrity restaurant in her park, and as she smiles and chats with guests Kenny Rogers and Emily Harris, she realizes that deep within what is left of her heart, she is most definitely haunted.
Even though I'm standing right
won't you let us stay with you?
You think you've heard enough, that you know all there is to know. But there is one more story, one last memory that must be recounted. And the boy is the one who's decided to do it. It is, after all, his memory, his story. This is Act 6, our final act, Commitment.
My growth in the mountains was precocious, and before I was 12, I was taller than my mother. I was both proud and ashamed of my developing pubic hair, large genitals, and frequent erections. Whenever my mother would come up from Nashville, she'd take an obsessive interest in my body. She'd walk in on me in the bathroom and sometimes come into my bedroom in the morning, and I'd find myself uncovered with an erection exhibiting to her. One day I'm coming home from school. I saw the white limousine parked outside. It had been a long time since her last visit. Sometimes she'd bring Judy or Carl, the entourage filling up our tiny house. But not on this particular day. I found myself alone with her. She had just emerged from the bath and had left open the bathroom door. As I approached, she bent over, as if to wipe her feet with a towel. She gave me a look of invitation and again bent over, presenting another open door. I walked towards her as if in a trance, penis erect. It was like a Goya painting. The lights were on in the bathroom and the fans were whirring. There was an almost glare against the tiles. I remember thinking, there was too much light. Side of her soft pink hips and penetrated her vagina. She had an orgasm. I wasn't yet capable of ejaculation, but I had a kind of orgasm. I stayed inside of her as long as my penis stayed erect. It was seen as an incredible, wonderful, shattering experience. Incestuous contact began, I was able to achieve ejaculation with my mother. She noted it, became violently disturbed, and ran from the room shrieking, "No! No! No!" Well, it's my persistent belief that in order to make sure the incidents were never repeated, she tricked me into the white limousine one last time.
David, honey, how's it after you and me going for a little drive?
She drove me here. Just 2 miles from our house. It was a short drive. And just over the Little Pigeon River from the amusement park.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you each step of the way. and I will always love you. I will always love you. Bittersweet memories, that's all I'm taking with me. So goodbye, please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need, and I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you. I hope life treats you kind. I hope you have all that you ever dreamed of. I wish you joy and happiness, but above all this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you. And I will always love you.
Our minds are like vast, neglected historical museums. Here rarely lit, there flooded with radiance, filled for the most part with figures of ourselves and our most important others from every period of our past. Some are immobile like statues or idols. Others resemble figures in a science fiction wax museum, threatening to dissolve suddenly into mobility under the glare of our self-absorbing presence. Between the visible areas of display of the standing and Russian figures are so many places of what we perceive as darkness. He imagines the two of them holding hands as they breeze past the ticket booth to the park. He gets in free. He's her son. He pictures himself walking with her into her museum as she points out the details and artifacts of her life. In the dignified quiet, she caresses her first guitar as it sits atop a velvet pillow and smiles down at him. They are sitting across from each other as they eat in her celebrity restaurant, dining on all her own recipes. She helps him shop in the mercantile building called the 9 to 5 a dime, and she sings along as he records Applejack in the music shop / recording studio, christened the Two Doors Down Music Emporium. But what he can't wait to see is the centerpiece of the park, built exactly in its center to draw all the visitors directly to its core, the Back Porch Theater, a stage on which visiting and resident musicians perform, an exact replica, down to the tiniest detail that she herself supervised, of the porch. The porch at the end of the lane nestled between the Smoky Mountains, the porch of her 2-room childhood home.